Welcome to One World News. Today we are talking about a major development in Indian Kabaddi. The Supreme Court of India has stepped in to ensure our Kabaddi players can participate in the Asian Kabaddi Championship 2025. But why did the court need to intervene? The Supreme Court has directed the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports to make sure that Indian Kabaddi players can compete in the Asian Kabaddi Championship 2025. This decision comes after the Amateur Kabaddi Federation of India, AKFI, the body that manages Kabaddi in India, was suspended by the International Kabaddi Federation. The court slammed the political interference and bureaucratic control in the sports administration, calling it a major problem. The suspension of AKFI had put India's participation in international Kabaddi events at risk. But now, with the court's intervention, there's hope for our players. So why was AKFI suspended? Let's understand this step by step. AKFI is the main body that governs Kabaddi in India. It organizes tournaments, selects teams and oversees the sports development. However, AKFI has been facing serious issues like opaque elections, mismanagement and allegations of nepotism. Politicians and bureaucrats have been accused of controlling the federation, sidelining athletes and creating a monopoly. Because of these problems, the Delhi High Court had appointed a retired judge, Justice S.P. Garg, to oversee AKFI's affairs. But the International Kabaddi Federation wasn't happy with this arrangement. They suspended AKFI, saying that a sport body must have been an elected committee, not an administrator. The IKF even said that AKFI's suspension could be lifted if an elected body took charge. But until that happened, India's participation in international Kabaddi events was in jeopardy. This is where the Supreme Court stepped in. The court ordered Justice S.P. Garg to hand over charge to the newly elected body from the December 23 elections. The court stressed the urgency of the matter because the Asian Kabaddi Championship 2025 is coming up. The court also directed AKFI's new governing body to immediately select teams and arrange training camps to ensure India's participation in the tournament. However, the court made it clear that this doesn't mean they are endorsing the AKFI elections. Any issues related to the elections can still be challenged in the court. The Supreme Court didn't just stop at Kabaddi. It also highlighted bigger problems in sport administration in India. Here are some key concerns. First, politicization. Many sports bodies are controlled by former politicians and bureaucrats, leaving little room for athletes to have a say. Second, mismanagement. There are allegations of opaque elections, financial irregularities, and monopolization by certain individuals. Third, no checks and balances. Without proper oversight, sports bodies often operate without transparency. Fourth, impact on athletes. Delays in team selection, training and tournament participation harm athletes' careers. Fifth, sports infrastructure. Since sports is a state subject, there is no uniform approach to developing infrastructure across India. The court acknowledged that sports associations perform better when athletes are in charge, not politicians or bureaucrats. So, what's the way forward? Here are some solutions. First, auditing. A central regulatory body should be governed and crafted for sports federations, ensuring transparency and accountability. Second, empowering athletes. Athletes should have an active role in decision making as recommended by the Olympic Charter. Third, increasing women's representation. More women should be encouraged to take up roles in sports administration with quotas and a safe, inclusive environment. The Supreme Court's intervention is a step in the right direction. It's time to put athletes first and ensure that sports administration is free from corruption and political interference. From the Supreme Court's directive for Kabaddi players to the bigger issues in sports administration, we have covered it all. Thank you for joining us.